Breaking news internationally as officials say a hotel in central Italy is now buried by an avalanche. Some reports that people died in this incident and at least 30 people are still missing. Italian media say the three-story hotel was covered in snow yesterday evening.
And this really is a first look at the scene there. You can see emergency crews battling that heavy snowfall, trying to reach the hotel. We do not have any more information at this time, but again, this is a developing story. We're keeping an eye on any new updates. We'll let you know if we get them. Also in northern India, we know at least 24 children were killed. Dozens more hurt when a school bus collided with a truck this morning.
Now, police there say some children are in critical condition and the death toll will likely rise, or could rise at least. An initial investigation indicates the truck was speeding in dense fog at the time of the accident. And at least 30 firefighters dead after a high-rise building in Iran collapsed. 75 other people are injured.
Yeah, Iranian state TV there saying that firefighters did battle the fire for hours before that building, as you see here on your screen, finally collapsed. Police were trying to keep out shop owners and people trying to collect their things. The building came down in a matter of seconds.
Always tracking, always alerting. Local 8 weather.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. We are almost to Friday. It is a good day. Thank you for waking up with us early on Local 8 News. A few things to be talking about today. Unfortunately, we are saying bye-bye to the sun. It was beautiful yesterday seeing those sunshiny skies. But today we're looking at some more of those clouds, and we're actually going to be seeing some showers come into our area as well starting this afternoon. We're going to be seeing that rain hit the west first. So folks in Crossville, across the plateau, you're going to be seeing some of this rain early on in the evening. And then we've got storms coming tonight, bringing some thunder, and we're also going to be seeing some warmer temperatures. So we're going to be laying out the rest of your week, also talking a little bit about your weekend and what that's looking like for you in just about 10 minutes at 6:08 on your weather on the 8s.
From WVLT, this is Local 8 News.
This isn't about politics at all. And that's where people are disappointed, because we really, even when we applied, there was no difference if it would have been Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump. It didn't matter. It's the presidential parade. It's never been about politics at all for us.
We're just a day away from President-elect Trump's inauguration, and why the Pride of the Southland Marching Band says their decision to march should make our state proud.
And Tennessee has some of the cheapest gas in the country. Why the price you pay at the pump, though, could soon be going back up.
Jolene, 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 I'm begging of you, please don't take my man.
That's one of our favorite versions of that song, right?
It.
We love some Dolly Parton here. East Tennessee's sweetheart, Dolly, 71 years old today.
Dolly.
How about that?
Yeah,
Happy
we'll talk
birthday
more
indeed.
about that today, coming up here in just a few minutes, but have some stories we want to get to first.
Let's get you caught up first this morning on a developing story here in East Tennessee as the TBI is joining Cott County authorities on the investigation of a 12-year-old boy's death. Investigators say the boy died from a gunshot wound Tuesday night. It happened at a home in the Centerview community. The boy's parents were in bed at the time. The mother then called 911 and said her son had apparently shot himself. Investigators are still working to find out exactly what happened there. Knoxville police still looking for a missing man with dementia. Here's a picture of him. Richard Gaddis, last seen Sunday at his Bel Air Avenue home. Gaddis is 65 years old. If you've seen him, you're asked to get in touch with local authorities.
6:03 is your time. We have an update on a story we broke to you yesterday morning. Police do tell us no arrests have been made after the fight that left 3 people stabbed. This was early yesterday morning on Citico Street in Knoxville. Police say that there were several conflicting stories and all 3 people were intoxicated and no arrests have been made at this time. Well, UT's Pride of the Southland Marching Band is in Washington for Donald Trump's inauguration.
Yeah, we were there as they left yesterday morning heading to D.C. as they packed up 8 buses with all the instruments, uniforms, gear, and band members. Hometown Banders march for every president since Dwight Eisenhower.
And Director Don Ryder said this is an experience really for the students and it has nothing to do with politics.
We applied before even the voting process began. So we would be going regardless of who was going to be there. It's a march for democracy, not for political agendas.
And students who don't support Trump were given the option to stay home, but none of them did. They all went on the trip.
Tennessee Governor Bill Haslam says he will also attend the inauguration and is hopeful about the future president.
I've had conversations in the last month with President-elect Trump, as well as several conversations with President-elect Pence. We're going to do everything we can to help them in Tennessee, and quite frankly, they're important to us too.
Governor Haslam says he knows some of the cabinet appointments well and looks forward to strong working relationships.
All right, when you were in school, you could get anywhere from an A+ to an F. State leaders, they want to grade schools the very same way they do the students and hold them accountable. It's all part of Every Student Succeeds Act, and the goal here is to measure the academic progress. So we wanted to know, how do our schools measure up now? Officials say they estimate just 13% are doing well enough to earn an A.
Price you pay at the pump could be going up soon and has nothing to do with oil prices. Tennessee currently with some of the cheapest gasoline nationally. Economist Dana Buteman says there are a few reasons why the gas here is so cheap.
The cost of producing the winter mix is a little bit lower. You've got demand a little bit lower. People aren't traveling as much. And we do have slightly lower taxes.
Well, that part could soon be changing as Tennessee Governor Haslam wants to increase the gas sales tax by 7 cents a gallon and use that money on a backlog of major road projects. Tennessee hasn't raised its gas tax in nearly 3 decades. Haslam says the typical person will pay about $4 more each month. Lawmakers will take up Haslam's plan in just a few weeks. If passed, the higher tax could start this summer.
Well, turning to some national headlines now here at 6:05 this morning. President Obama is defending his decision to commute convicted leaker Chelsea Manning's sentence in prison. At his final press conference yesterday afternoon, Obama said Manning had already served enough tough prison sentence and the justice has been served.
The sentence that she received was very disproportionate relative to what other leakers had received.
Republicans say shortening Manning's sentence does set a dangerous precedent for national security.
A group of doctors from Zambia have been in East Tennessee all week visiting some of our top medical facilities. The group's hoping to improve cancer treatment technologies in their country. They stopped at Provision Proton Therapy and say the visit to East Tennessee has been encouraging and hopeful for the future of the Zambian health care.
I've seen a lot of children with cancer, and we don't have good treatments for children. When I'm faced with a child with cancer, which I see quite often, it's not about the child alone, but it's about the entire family. So when I see things like this, I see an opportunity to give them hope.
Well, the group also visited East Tennessee Children's Hospital, UT Medical Center, and Oak Ridge National Laboratory. How would you like to serve your own beer at the bar? Well, it could happen sooner than you realize, as there's a movement now to allow self-service beer in Knoxville. A new bar called the Pour Tap Room wants to allow customers to pour their own beer and pay by the ounce. The City Council is considering the proposal, could reach a decision within the next month or so.
I'd like to have a tap like that, but just for coffee. Right here behind us.
Pour your own coffee right here behind us.
Just put it right here and just, every morning.
How about just an IV right into the system there with coffee? That'd be better.
Oh, that's funny.
Hey, hopefully you were able to get outside yesterday.
We can't get enough of this weather.
Not at all.
It's been so nice. And even the pets enjoy it too. We talked to Jessie Aldridge, just one of the people out with her puppy. She said her puppy only has a cat to play with at home, so really it was time to get out and make some buddies. All
right, Lauren Smith said she took her daughter out because she'd been cooped up at home, and if anybody was going to get to bed early and get some peace, well, then the youngster needed to get out and blow off some steam, of course,
cute.
right?
I know. I have several kids that live in my neighborhood, and the parents have been like, this has been great. They've gone outside, been able to get all that energy out of their system and have some fun. So.
All right, Danny Ruberti is in the Weather Center. Weather on the 8s. I hope the weather, I like the warm weather. I hope it continues on, Danny.
Well, it's